Hello, welcome to Kevlar's Quest, the Modern Life podcast. I'm Kevin Ejezi. Today's quest is chasing sparks or building fires. Chasing sparks or building fires. When it comes to dating, a lot of people, especially younger folks, are chasing what we call the spark. You know that feeling, butterflies, chemistry, vibing, excitement. Is that rush you get when you meet someone and your heart skips a beat? It feels magical, and we often think it's a sign that this person could be the one in quotes. Because most of us go into relationships hoping to feel something deep and meaningful. We tend to move on quickly if that spark doesn't show up early. And I get it, I'm torn too. On one hand, it's hard to imagine being in a romantic relationship with someone you don't feel anything for. But on the other hand, real love, the kind that lasts, is something that grows slowly, is built over time, not sparked in a moment. Still, let's talk about the spark because telling people to ignore it doesn't really help. Here's one way to think about it. The spark might be your brain's way of recognizing a familiar pattern. We all have a kind of relationship blueprint inside us, shaped by what we saw growing up, especially how our parents or caregivers treated each other. This blueprint is mostly unconscious, meaning we don't even realize it's there, but it still guides how we feel about relationships. So when you meet someone and feel that spark, it might be because we match your because they match your internal blueprints that you have in your psyche while growing up. And now that you are matured, it's there, and you feel that it's the blueprint for having a perfect relationship. Your brain goes, hey, this feels familiar. That's why the spark can feel so powerful. It's not just about attraction, it's about recognition. Now, if you grew up in a stable, loving home, your blueprint probably points you towards healthy relationships. When you feel a spark, it might actually be a good sign. It's like your inner compass pointing you in the right direction. But not everyone had that kind of upbringing. Some people grew up around chaos, conflict, or emotional distance, and their blueprint reflects that. So when they feel a spark, it might be pointing them towards something that fits that same unhealthy pattern. It feels intense, but is not necessarily good. That's why it's important to understand your own relationship blueprint. If your inner compass is consistently off, say it always points south when you need to go north, it's still useful. You just have to learn to go in the opposite direction of where it tells you to go. So before you follow the spark, ask yourself, do I want the kind of relationship my parents had? And if the answer is yes, your feelings might be trustworthy. If not, you might need to be more cautious and use your emotions as a guide for what to avoid, not what to chase. And here's the good news. Attachment styles can change. You can heal. You can learn to trust your feelings again, but it takes time, patience, and self-awareness. Some people have a really tough time because their inner compass isn't just wrong, it's unpredictable. One day it points east, the next day it points west. For them, trusting their emotions can be risky. They might need to rely more on logic and reflect more on their feelings. They and reflect more on their logic than their feelings. So which means they need to rely more on their logic than reflecting on their feelings. Because logic will give you the more real answer of what you need to do concerning that relationship than your feelings. Because your feelings can point you in the wrong direction because your growing up blueprint may be wrong. But logic is never wrong. So instead of reflecting on your feelings, reflect on logic of what is right. And when you reflect on logic, gradually your feelings will take the right course. In the end, the spark isn't bad. It's just not the whole story. Whether or not you should follow it depends on your personal history and how well you understand yourself. Real love isn't instant, it's something you grow. So if you're looking for something lasting, don't just chase sparks. Learn to build fires. How do you learn to build fires? By understanding yourself. Whether your blueprint where you were growing up was the wrong one or whether it was the right one. If it was the right one, then follow that same reflection of your logic But if it was the wrong one, and you don't even know whether it's the wrong one or not, you are not sure because your feelings are everywhere, try to reflect on logic. Ask yourself, is this right? And by doing that, you will build fires with the person that you already have a spark with. And you know that is the right spark that will lead to fires to be built. Not just only spark, and you never build fires. Spark, and you're not building fires. What it means is that you'll just be ending up with the wrong people. And those wrong people will not be good for you for a long-term relationship, leading on to marriage and a committed and a healthy relationship. Okay, that's our quest for today. Please subscribe, like, and share. Someone out there needs to hear this message. Maybe someone like you. Let's spread strength and clarity to those navigating this journey. We'll talk more in future episodes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening and take care.